So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, Ryan Garcia made some comments about him thinking that Logan Paul is going to knock Floyd Mayweather out. Now, I know that Ryan Garcia has a very close relationship with the Pauls, and that's probably why he's made that comment. I don't know whether he genuinely believes that. Does he genuinely believe that? God knows. But you know what? I'm absolutely shocked to the amount of people that think that Logan Paul has a chance. And I don't know whether these people are just being funny or maybe trolling. I don't know. But I've seen quite a few people that think that Logan Paul's size, his height, and all of that's going to make a difference. Now, I don't know the situation. I obviously read about the rules and the fact that Logan can come in at 190 pounds, Floyd Mayweather can come in at 160 pounds. Also, there's not going to be no judges there. There's not going to be no winner. There can be knockouts though, so there can obviously be a clear winner in terms of knockouts. So if you knock the guy out, obviously there'll be a winner. You stop the fight before, the allotted 8 rounds. But I just don't understand how people think that, a guy that's basically had one pro fight, lost it, had training. He's obviously had training and he's been training with professionals and he's been working hard. And you got to give Logan Paul credit because he's been training very, very hard. He's been putting it on the line. And essentially, he's got nothing to lose. He said that himself. He's got nothing to lose. But do you really think, right, that a YouTuber that's where he's made his money, not done it his whole life for 20, 30 years like Floyd has. Floyd Mayweather has been doing this his whole life. And boxing's a sport. It's a profession. It's like, just imagine being an accountant, right, for 30 years. Training for 1 year isn't going to put you in a position where you're going to have more experience or be able to do a better job than an accountant that's been doing it for 30 years. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter whether you have better working environments or whatever. You're not going to be better than somebody that's been doing it for 30 years. Now, if you think that Logan Paul's size, reach, height is going to be the reason why he can beat one of the greatest fighters of all time, like even a world champion, forget about Floyd Mayweather. I know Floyd Mayweather's 44 years of age and he's not in his prime. We get all of that. But still, he's still one of the greatest ever. Even a world champion that's past his best. Forget Floyd Mayweather. A world champion that, that wasn't one of the greatest ever. That was just a world, run-of-the-mill. When I say run-of-the-mill, he was a world champion, But he wasn't considered one of the greatest. Even him, it would be an impossible task for Logan Paul. The fact that he's going in with probably the most intelligent boxer in the history of boxing, and you think that size and height and all of that's going to be the difference? There's actually people that I've spoke to that actually believe that. They think that Logan Paul's size, height, and all of that is going to make a difference. No, it's not. It's basically like playing tennis with Roger Federer and playing against Roger Federer when he's 50 years of age. And I just say I've had a year's training, but the thing is I've got a bigger racket than him, right? And he's got a smaller racket. Do you honestly think it's going to make any difference? He's going to absolutely play me off the court. It's not even going to be a competitive. The only reason why this can even be possible, right? In any other sport, this wouldn't be possible. You'll definitely be a fish out of water. And Logan Paul will probably be fish out of water. But it's because it's a fight. So you can sell it that, if he lands a punch and he may knock him out. So you can sell it. Because it's a fight, at the end of the day, you can say, well, it's two guys in there brawling. You're not talking about a lion in there. They're two human beings in there. And one human being, although he's less skilled, he's far bigger. So you can sell it. If he lands a punch, we all know in boxing, anyone can be knocked out. Anyone can land a punch and knock somebody out. You can sell it. They sold the same way with McGregor. But there's honestly, unless Floyd Mayweather was to hurt himself during the fight where he would literally lose his ankle or something, or his ankle was to break or something like that, right? There's literally no chance whatsoever of Logan Paul, for me, even having a chance in this fight. Come on. Mayweather's one of the greatest ever. We're talking about boxers struggled. I know they were when Mayweather was younger in his prime. It's irrelevant. He's still a good fighter. Mayweather could still come back and beat some good fighters. Not the top like Crawford, Spence, not those guys, but you could still. I'm pretty certain Mayweather could come back and still beat some top level guys if he was to get back in shape, training hard, like I'm pretty sure he's done for this fight. I believe Mayweather could beat a top level guy, and I don't think Logan Paul can. Now, in terms of the size, do you honestly think if Logan? So in that case, do you think Logan Paul could beat a Danny Garcia or a Keith Thurman just because he's bigger than them? Like Keith Thurman's inactive. He hasn't been fighting regular. He's probably past his best. Do you think you could beat Keith Thurman just because he's bigger and stronger? There's a reason why Floyd Mayweather, said I want it to be 10 ounces, because he's the puncher in there. He's got the correct technique. He's the one that's going to be punching harder, not Logan Paul. I saw Logan Paul against KSI. Like, I felt Logan Paul was quite robotic and slow for KSI. Now, Mayweather, the fact that he's bigger and stronger and all of that, that's just going to be a disadvantage because it's going to be harder to hit him. Conor McGregor, right, did as well as he could. And he was a fighter. And even him, it looked like a mismatch towards the end. He was tired. Floyd Mayweather, to me, was just like doing something that he's never done before in walking a guy down. Just walking Conor McGregor down. I'm being like, there's no way that I can see Logan Paul standing a chance against Mayweather. Like, no, a guy that's had one pro fight, been training probably for about a couple of years against a guy that's naturally very gifted, firstly, then's been training for about 30 years, right? Maybe longer, 35, 36 years. Been doing this religiously, Mayweather has. Like, literally, he's been training so hard for so many years, right? Even we heard stories about Mayweather when he, after fights, 2 days later, he was back in the gym. This is the kind of intensity this man used to work at, right? You aren't telling me a guy that's been doing it for a year or a year and a half is going to be better than or so not even better, but is going to be able to beat someone just because he's bigger and stronger. It doesn't matter if you're bigger and stronger. This isn't a bodybuilding contest. This is boxing. Boxing isn't just about going in there and throwing punches. It's, you win fights with your brain. Just like driving isn't about, just putting your foot on the accelerator and steering the car. There's a lot more to it. There's road sense. Having understandings of the road, having understandings of other drivers. The same way with boxing, right? Is having the understanding when to throw, when not to throw, when to rest, when to breathe, when to ease off. See, Logan Paul doesn't have all of that knowledge. Because it's not the fact that he's not experienced it. And people say, oh, well, he's sparring. No, he hasn't experienced that in the ring. He hasn't been under the lights. He hasn't had the experience that Mayweather's had. There's a lot of things to boxing people don't understand. It's like, it's on the outside, it looks easy. When you get on the inside, it's a lot harder. You're blowing before you know it. See, boxing looks very easy. When you get in there with somebody, right, it gets to you. Like, you start swinging punches and before you know it, right, you're knackered. You're absolutely knackered and you got nothing left. You become a sitting duck very quickly. And when you've got experience like Mayweather, you know when to rest, you know when not to rest. Even though he's 44, all of that plays a big part when you're boxing. But guys that haven't boxed don't understand that. They think, oh, he landed a punch and that you could say that about anyone. You could say that about all the great fighters that Mayweather fought and beat, that they could have landed a punch. But if they think about it, if those great legends that he's been in the ring with, some of the fighters that he's fought are legends, if they couldn't land that punch, And they were way more skilled. Some of them gold medalists, some of them 6-weight world champions, 3-4-weight world champions. Couldn't land that punch to knock Mayweather out. And I know that was Mayweather when he was younger and in his prime. How is a guy that's had one pro fight, probably been training, like I said, for 1 or 2 years, right, gonna land that punch? So when you see a lot of boxers coming out and saying he's got no chance, that's why they're giving him no chance. Because they're thinking there's some of the great fighters Mayweather's fought, world champions, 3-4-weight world champions, couldn't land that punch. How is this guy gonna land that punch? You know, Mayweather, like I said, Mayweather's, for me, one of the greatest boxers of all time. And I just don't see a guy that's been training for a couple of years that's not had any pro fights at any kind of level. Like, Logan Paul, would he even beat a British welterweight? Would he even beat, like, I don't believe he beat Conor Ben. I don't believe he beat, yeah, I don't even, like, and now we're talking about Floyd Mayweather. So, it's just not, it's just, yeah, you just can't see it. I can't see it. Mayweather, like, is too good. He's too good against great boxers. There was times where he was going in against great boxers and you gave the great boxer no chance. Or not no chance, but you basically said, nah, Mayweather's going to beat him. And like when he fought Andre Berto is a 2-time world champion. People gave Andre Berto no chance in that fight. They were saying it's a cherry pick. They're saying it's, oh, Mayweather's just taking an easy fight. Yeah, he's a 2-time world champion. So you can imagine an Andre Berto and Logan Paul, there's a gulf in difference. Not even worth, it's massive. So it just shows you. It's just like I said, I feel like Mayweather could win this fight when he wants to. I genuinely believe that. Size, height, and all of that. It's not going to make much of it. It would have made a difference if the guy was an actual fighter. Then yeah, it'd make a massive difference. And listen, if Logan Paul was to manage to pull off the greatest sporting upset ever, then yeah, I'd come out and say, whoa, you know what? I got it wrong. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a realist. I just can't see a guy that's like, you know, a guy that's not been a professional his whole life as a boxer, not done this his whole life, against the guy that probably is the greatest, one of the greatest at this particular sport, to come in and beat it. Like, I just don't see it. It's basically like you're asking a tennis player, right? A guy that's had training for 2 years and asking him to come and play Roger Federer and say, you know, he has a chance against Roger Federer. This is what I mean. But in any other sport, this wouldn't be possible. But because this is a fight, and you can sell it in a way where, oh, if one punch lands, Mayweather could be out cold. Like, you can sell it. See, in any other sport, you couldn't sell it. In any other individual sport, you couldn't sell it. You couldn't sell that, you know, a guy's been training for 2 years and he's going to run against Usain Bolt and beat Usain Bolt. You couldn't sell that, you know, a guy that's been training for 2 years is going to come and play one of the greatest tennis players of all time, and Roger Federer, and beat him. Because you couldn't sell it. Because, like, people would say, no, this isn't even... But because it's a fight and there's physical contact, you can sell it that, oh, if Logan Paul's way bigger, if he lands a punch, he could knock Mayweather out. You can sell it. Do you see where I'm coming with it from it? And it's a fight. People like to see entertainment. Whereas in a tennis game, it would just be completely one-sided. In a fight, it's just, even though it may be one-sided, it's just the fact that it's so intriguing and it's a fight. And fights draw people in. So we're going to watch it regardless. There's going to be so many people tuning in to watch it. I am. I know people say they're not going to watch it. I'm definitely going to be tuning in to watch it. I might even do a live watch along. You know? But yeah, in terms of him winning, no chance. No chance whatsoever for me. But yeah, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Guys, I'm going to be doing live stream probably later on at 12 o'clock to talk about it. Then I might do another live stream, depending on how I feel, because it is quite late. If you jump on. We'll talk some boxing. Have a little discussion about this Mayweather Logan Paul fight, about Pacquiao, Spence, and all of that. Dubois' win. I want to do a live stream, probably around 12, half 12. Do for about an hour and a half, and then let's see if we do I do live commentary for the fight. Let's see. But yeah, leave your thoughts, guys, and guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.